Good evening. We are live from one of the world's most beautiful arenas. This is Falcor Bay. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
Time for our tale of the tape. Joe Lewis. He's 6'2" tall, 181 pounds, one of the best right hands in the business. And they'll be facing Antonio Tarver, 188 centimeters tall, with a reach of 191.
We'll be talking about this fight for years to come. This is one of those classic fights that everybody wants to see.
The brown... And up against them, it's Antonio Tarver, of multiple light heavyweight world champions, including the WBA, WBC...
Trying to get my sound right. Guess y'all still can't hear me.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, an iconic longtime world champion who defended his title for a record of 12.
An open-air outdoor stadium. What a venue for this contest.
Words are cheap. It's the action that says it all. We'll find out when the first...
And that's the opening bell, round 1. That left hand got him clean. He didn't take that jab well at all. Lands the jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than nothing.
A nice job blocking the right jab. Quick punch scores. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. They both want a highlight reel knockout. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next? Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This counterpuncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunchers are the best.
Beautiful counterpunch. Caution being thrown to the wind. That counter shot lands. And he scores with the counter. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. Nice counter. Positives welterweight division are the same. You can win the fight with one punch, and you can lose the fight in one punch. A straight right just misses. Well done with that counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they...
The bell rings and we start the third. Coming off that fantastic last round. Let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
He misses with that straight left. Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go, and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
There's a counter shot. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They exchange punches. They're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe, or do they play defense here?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once.
It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the... Let's see how the corner handles their fighter here after being dropped twice in that last round.
There's always a way.
Back at it in round 4. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible, because your head must be all over the place. Your legs have been like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Straight right just misses. And they are giving us action. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these 2 boxers, Johnny?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe. And the second...
Antonio Tarver goes down. Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Some fighters, when this happens, this...
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe.
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. Well, if this trainer had... Here's the bell to start round 5. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not out twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Through the straight left, but it won't score. He misses with that straight left. Perfect counter shot. Straight right just misses. A perfect counter lands. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have the quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
And they figure out the combination to this safe.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. At this point, you got to... And there's the bell for round 6. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again or your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Good one. He threw a punch and just got countered. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Tarver in that last round. That cut is going to cost.
Medium skin tone, 100 points, checkered flag, safety, fire.
Any better? What a round we just saw.
What a round. What have they got left? How can you get better than that? That is ridiculous. That's stuff you see on video games.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. They both want the knockout. Got him there. Antonio Tarver's in big trouble. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Now he's got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. Right, that cut is going to cause some serious problems.
My concern is the corner. Are they...
And there's the bell for round 8. They're up and ready to go. This round won't be as good as the last one.
How much energy did they use? How hard and how tough and how much they had to dig deep. This is just ridiculous. I don't know what to expect. I'm tired just watching it.
Trying to land that jab. Swing and a miss with the right hook. Just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Medium sprinter 100 points, 100 points.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The straight right just misses. Holding nothing back here in the round. Just missed. We knew it was going to be close, but that's as close as it gets. No one wins, no one loses. This fight ends in a draw.
No complaints there at all. The crowd agrees.
I almost got my whole setup right. Gotta set up my camera. I count draws as wins. Okay, Olo, step up yo game. Nah, draws are loses lol. Not to me lol. Fire fire, you gonna get it right, 100 points. Hope so, Hurricane. Fire 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 fire. Does the graphics look better or the same? "92 saluting face homie."
What a lovely afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to rumble here at Empire Fight Camp. My name is Todd Grisham, and next to me for the...
Yeah, graphics better, fire fire.
Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest of all time, Pensacola's finest, and they'll be facing Antonio Tarver. Of course, you remember him for what he did to Roy Jones Jr. He is the former multi-time light heavyweight.
Okay. This bout is scheduled
That's a
for 8
start.
rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Pensacola, Florida, here is a...
Well, I hope you brought your sunglasses because we're fighting outside, and what a main event this should be.
You can't beat a good old-fashioned rivalry. When there's guts, when there's feeling, when there's heart involved, that's when you get a good fight, one-on-one.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. And here we go. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go.
This broadcast right.
This is a high-octane battle. A swing and a miss with that jab. Open-air stadium, blazing sun. What do you think about this?
If you are on the losing side of this fight, Tom, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be, so you've got to make sure you've prepped right for this. And right now, I'm looking at a fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Swing and a miss with the hook. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Do you believe this? Back and forth they go. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who. And there's the bell for round 2. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. And that jab just missed with the left hand. Beautiful counter punch. Which fighter will say no mas? Misses with the straight left. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice job blocking the hook. And that hook misses. Nice count. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Get focused and get your mind back.
On to the third. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
And style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Punch, counter punch. Caution being thrown to the wind. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones.
Come on, switch on. Switch on.
And there's the bell to start round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around? Whoa, wait a minute! Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. And down goes Jones Jr. When you get hit with a body shot like this, there's nothing you can do. Watch it again in slow-mo.
1, 2, 3, 4. And you can take it.
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
He misses with that strike. Pretty good start the first half of this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over again, they've got it.
That counter shot lands. Nobody home with that hook. They exchange punches. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet. Time for the 5th round. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
That counter punch caught him clean. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Straight right just misses. Through the straight left, but it won't score. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder. Oh, wait a minute! Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music too. There's the bell for round 6. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Counter punching. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
going to see a jab from these two. You'd like to see more jabs. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches. Hold that thought! Roy Jones Jr., believe it or not, may want to take a knee here. And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones. Here comes round 7. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
We're at the half. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. He just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Wow, that seemed to be the punch he was looking for. Let's watch it again.
That's lights out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you okay?
Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round.
They believe their fighter has it in the tank.
Now, it's a tough fight. And he's going to be confident now. He's got to take that confidence well.
And we enter the 8th round. And there's the bell to start the round. Counter shot. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Hold it right there. And it's lights out. That will do it. What a knockout win. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
A shot from the gods took him out.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect.